eastbound.
from the
lanes
west
is
to
Only
east,
eastbound.
it's gonna
Bonnie,
change.
this ain't gonna happen very often, but I agree with you.
I do too. I just mark it, I think we're making a mountain out of a
Somebody make a
molehill.
note of that, would you?
No, but really, how many times in the past do we have serious complaints about it? I mean, mark it, usually if you see somebody, they're from out of town.
Right.
That's been my experience.
So I always
And
watch
it's
my
not
rearview, or my
it's
side
not
mirror.
really a big deal. I mean, why don't you just,
Well, the lane that
Mark it a
is
little
the
bit and go.
eastbound lane right now would be cross-hatched out. That's the way that shows it. And then the eastbound lane would accommodate both the right turning traffic and the through traffic through the intersection.
So what would happen if we mark it correctly and do it for just 3 months and try it and see if the markings help to eliminate a lot of the problems?
Because all you're doing is,
Marking it above, aren't you?
you're doing the same thing we do already. And that's every year since 1985, we've been painting in the arrow, painting, and then.
Well, I'm talking above signs, or signs on the street or above.
It's on the, we have it on the street.
That's the other thing, John. How come we don't paint the signs until it's just about ready to freeze?
I don't know why you're asking me.
Because then we go through there and scrape them off with the snowplow. Like, we get about-
That turn arrow is put in there every year that we paint the
Yeah,
streets.
Right.
The center lane activity in there is put in there every time we paint the streets. The sign's been there since, well, 13 years
It
since I've
just
been
says
back in
right
town.
turn,
It says right turn.
right.
Nothing
But
will have
it doesn't
changed.
say anything too much about going straight otherwise and the going out at an angle to go straight.
There are arrows that take you out and around, that direct you. When you're in that one
Above?
single lane, there's a there's an arrow that turns.
Is there one above that shows straight on the middle
No.
lane and right on the right lane?
It's lined up with the right-hand lane, and it's for right turn only.
Yeah,
Right.
because there is no straight
But
ahead.
there's nothing up
Right.
there, no sign that shows the two lanes, the right-hand turning and the left one going straight.
The left hand
at
is
an
not
angle.
going straight, Mayor. The left-hand lane does not go straight.
If you put
The
that
left-hand
up there,
lane goes
line,
straight until you hit the intersection, and at that point, you have to diagonally move back to the right-hand lane. There's no arrow that's gonna,
Yeah, you kinda
that's gonna get you that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're gonna run into the person
Yeah.
trying to turn left.
If you get somebody
The
not
only
listening,
direction
it's
arrow that's mounted on the mast arm is for the right turn.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
But nothing of what you do otherwise.
No,
in
it's
the
just painted
middle
on the
lane.
ground.
it's just painted on the surface.
And there's not something we could put up above that shows two lanes, one turning right, one going straight. There's not such a sign available?
Oh, no, you can get a sign like that.
Okay.
But I don't think there's a sign that matches what our road does.
Yeah.
It would be a diagonal turn, and I'm not sure what that is.
Well, once you get across the intersection, you find out there's a car there, you're gonna jog.
Or you're gonna stand there and honk your horn at them because you think they're wrong.
Well, see, straight across the intersection from that is the left turning vehicle to go south on Second.
Right.
Right, I realize that.
Holy
you gotta-
And you got the
Run into
signs
them.
and stuff there. And I think, is there a above sign for that one that shows it turning left? I don't know if there is, or just the,
I believe there
just
is.
the
Yeah.
one.
Well, there's an arrow on the ground. I don't recall being an arrow on the
I
post.
can't remember if there was anything
painted on
above
the
or not.
surface.
Yeah.
The problem with the painting is it's covered up in winter with snow, and it fades away some point before you need it repainted again.
Right, and if we
And the weather's not good enough to
If we paint
repaint
it
it in
now,
time.
we'd have to mark and decide to change it, then we have to go out and black everything off and repaint it to satisfy the change. And blacking it doesn't work. You have to sand it off, because all black will do is just wear off and you end up with the yellow and the white paint back again.
Trust me, John, our snowplows will get it.
What happens if there is a lot more congestion there because of going down to one lane and have to wait to turn right?
I don't really
I'm
think,
just asking for an estimate or a guess.
If
Let's
it gets
guess.
there, we could address it at that point and change it back.
The
Well, see, I'm
problem,
just offering you to keep it as it is and change it later after we try it.
we've already
Instead
tried
of
it
changing
for,
back.
We tried
since
it for-
1985.
Yeah, 85.
Really, I don't know.
Not
What is-
properly
what seems
marked,
to
it
be the
hasn't.
problem, John?
It's-
Where's the
so-
problem?
It's an odd intersection.
I
It's the
understand
only-
it is.
Let
It
me finish,
definitely
Denny.
is. I understand
Let
it's
me finish, Denny, before you
Okay,
interrupt me.
calm down,
This ain't
calm
gonna be a
down,
filibuster
Denny,
now.
Denny.
All I'm telling you is that it's been that way since 1985. It's the most odd section in the city of Independence. It's the most odd section that many of us have ever experienced anywhere.
Right.
You don't make a straight through traffic situation by doing a bump out to come back around and just miss the traffic that's turning right. When a majority of the time, when you go through that intersection, there aren't people in that right-hand lane to make a turn, except for the 3:15 to 3:30, 4 o'clock, 3:45 time frame when the school's being let out. That becomes more of an issue. All I'm looking at, all the Public Works Board or committee was looking at is recommending we change that back to a normal traffic flow intersection.
Okay, I have a question. Does this have to have 3 readings to pass?
No, because there's no ordinance change.
Okay. I just wanted to know if I had a chance to get
May I make
people
a
in.
point? I
Yeah.
think the danger in that intersection is not necessarily going east. It's when you're turning left, when you're going west and you pulled in there to turn left, you have to look at 2 lanes of traffic and determine who's doing what.
That's true.
I mean, because there's sometimes that people are turning right, sometimes they're going straight through on the right-hand lane, and then sometimes you've got the middle lane that is,
Either way, you gotta let them go first, don't you, no matter which way they're going?
well, but
'Cause you're
sometimes you
going
can't
across
see
traffic.
you can't see the vehicles in the far south lane because you've got traffic sitting there at the stoplight.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
so then you think, okay, one guy's waving you through and you start and all of a sudden here comes a car whipping through
Who wants
going
to go
straight because they don't understand that that's not a straight lane.
Either way, we're gonna have to retrain people, so.
Not really, if we leave it like it is.
I make a motion that we, as it's here, we can vote on it. Well, the motion.
Your
here
motion is to
determines the lane.
approve the
You wanna make a
unmarking and
motion to
removal.
change it and mix
Okay,
everybody up,
okay,
right?
Denny.
That's right.
He's got the floor, not you, so
I'm
you
just
gotta stop
asking.
making questions or comments in between, okay?
I'm just asking.
Well,
So
just
I
don't do
just
that.
make the motion here that's in here,
Okay,
number 6.
the way it's written, okay. And this is your second.
I'll second it.
Second from Brown. Roll call, please.
Vaughn,
No.
Hill,
Yes.
Dallenbach,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Holland,
Yes.
Linius.
You know, I'm gonna try something new and just abstain. How's that?
Now, you have to have a reason to stay, because it's gotta be on the record as to why.
Because I think I think we've lost our mind. I don't know why to change it. It doesn't hurt anything. Now we're gonna confuse everything more. We're gonna slow down traffic. If you don't like the abstain, I'll vote no. But I mean,
I'm just thinking legally, is that a good enough reason to abstain?
we're all
'Cause it
acting
has
like
to
we
be
have a
on
big,
record.
we're all acting like we have a big, huge traffic problem here. And the majority of the people in this town have never driven in a big city where things are completely a
Oh,
mess.
I think plenty of them have, but.
Well,
I'll
yeah,
vote
yeah,
no
yeah.
then. I'll vote no.
Yeah, and I gotta
How's
answer your
that?
question,
I'll vote no.
and that would be my preference, the abstention, we have to always defer to council judgment, but it would have to be, an abstention generally would be because of a conflict.
Right, that's what I
Okay.
thought.
And so, yeah,
Okay.
I'd
I'll
ask the
vote
council to
no.
vote.
Okay,
I'll vote no.
motion still passes, 4-2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Onward and upward. Number 7, motion to adopt a resolution approving the police department policy manual. I believe that was on the Dropbox for everybody to look at. Don't know if there's
Were there any changes since a year or two ago that it was issued?
There were just some typographical, Barb had pointed out where there were places in the manual that were somewhat contradictory to the city's overall personnel manual.
Okay.
And so the only change we determined to make, and Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong, but was just where those concerns were, that we made the wording, it's the city personnel manual supersedes this.
Okay.
I think that was.
And it was pretty much at the committee meeting when you had Darwin and Randy and right, that they all was through the whole thing and
Yeah.
approved. Okay, okay.
So there was
I just wanna
nothing
make sure they all
big,
knew
it
that.
was just,